Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over some knee-jerk reactions for Game Week 14. So if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment how did you get on in Game Week 13, subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way though, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So starting things off, before we get into the knee-jerk reactions for Game Week 14, I'm just going to do a quick recap of how I got on in Game Week 13. Finished with 58 points. I've got no players playing tonight in the Bournemouth and who they playing? Bournemouth West Ham game, unfortunately. So yeah, Bowen, Zuma, players like that could really hurt my game week rank. But it's currently on 2,451,000, so not terrible. I finished on 58 points, and to say how many players I had that literally got 2 and 1 points, it's not that bad. Gaeta got me 2 points. They, of course, conceded 3 against West Ham, but he made 3 saves, getting me that extra point, which in this game week, I gladly would have took. Trippier finally conceding, which I'm really happy about because a lot of people had Trippier and Pope, the double up. Van Dijk, I feel like I was so unlucky with this player this week. I mean, I'm a Forest fan, so to beat Liverpool is incredible, and I'm okay with Van Dijk blanking if it meant Forest got points against Liverpool. But on another day, any other team, Van Dijk could have had a hat-trick in that game. He had 3 really good chances and squandered all of them. And, you know, I would have been happy with a point for Forest. I mean, I'm very happy with all 3. And again, if it means Forest getting 3 points, I'm okay with Van Dijk blanking. But again, I feel like I was also a little bit hard done by on an FPL point of view. Where he easily could have had a hat-trick that game. So hopefully he can produce that against Leeds, and then I'll be even happier. But yeah, Van Dijk only getting 2 points. No idea how he came out of that game with only 2 points. And then Cancelo with 2 points as well. I mean, not really a massive problem because a lot of people own him. But yeah, still not expecting him to concede against Brighton. I knew Trossard would score because I brought him in for Forest and Brentford. He blanked in both of those games, and then take him out for City. And then he obviously scores. And who do I take him out for? Foden, who got 1 point. He got benched. He had 10 consecutive starts in a row and then get benched the day I bring him in, which is just, I mean, it's not really a massive thing because it happened to everybody. Pretty much everybody got rid of somebody for Foden, but it just hurts a little bit that I got rid of Trossard on the week that he scores, and I bring in Foden the week that he gets benched after 10 consecutive starts. It's just so unlucky. And then Zaha are also only getting me 1 point as well, picking up a yellow card. Yeah, just like I say, from that first set of games, like, the only points I got was, of course, from Haaland. Martinelli getting me 2 points as well. I didn't watch the Arsenal game. I didn't know how close he was to getting anything, but obviously a draw against Southampton's not exactly what Arsenal needed, so makes the title race a little bit more interesting. I mean, Andreas Pereira, though, what an absolute goat. Like, him getting me 10 points, I was so close to playing Billing over him. If you saw my team selection video, it was honestly a coin toss between those two. And I went with Andreas just because they were both away from home anyway. And again, if Billing was at home to West Ham, I probably would have gone Billing. But they were both away, and Leeds have just been appalling. And yeah, Andreas getting 2 assists, 2 bonus, 10 points, especially because everybody benched him as well, made it even better for me. And also we outscored Mitrovic this week as well by 4 points, which of course is very nice. So yeah, really happy with that decision. Again, really helped me out against the Mitrovic owners. And again, a load of people benched Andreas this week. And then finishing things off the up front, Haaland getting me obviously 20 odd points. I mean, is the captaincy there everyone picked. I mean, a lot of people went Salah this week as well, to be fair. It's a little bit of a differential. But yeah, apparently he only made like 4 passes in the game against Forest. I mean, Steve Cook, you know, at the end of that day, he got his keys out his pocket, he got his phone out his pocket, and he also got Mo Salah out his pocket, because also what a ball in as well. I'm sorry, I'm so over the moon that Forest beat Liverpool. I can't believe it. And then Kane getting me 8 points as well. I'm so happy going from Salah to Kane, because Kane has only blanked in 2 game weeks. And Salah's just blanking all the time. Like, Almiron has scored more points than Salah now, which is kind of crazy because he's like more than half the price. But yeah, Kane is just a player that ticks over constantly, and I'm really happy that I've got him on my team. And then Tony with 2 points as well. I was really expecting something against Villa after just sacking Gerrard. They've been terrible, and then they go and win 4-0. Like, what? I can't believe it. I'm not going to get rid of Tony though. He's got like Wolves and Forest in the next 2, so hopefully he can pick up a couple of goals in there in those games. But yeah, my bench, honestly, a lot of people had like ridiculous bench points this week, like talking like 20-30 points. Mine had 2. So honestly, I don't feel hard done by my bench at all. Obviously, Billing could have a masterclass tonight against West Ham. But yeah, all in all, 2 points for my bench. Not terrible at all. So either way, that's how I got on in a game week 13. Small green arrow from like 19.7 to like 18 point whatever it says on the screen. But of course, if Bowen gets something tonight, or, you know, they keep a clean sheet, or even if like Solanke scores, then yeah, it's probably going to go down to a red arrow. But either way, not a terrible game week, but I feel a little bit hard done by from the Van Dijk situation. And again, a lot of players with like 2-1 points. You know, it's not bad, a green arrow with that many blanks. Moving on to the knee-jerk reactions, though, for Game Week 14, and obviously, surprise, surprise, Almiron takes the #1 spot. Nearly 300,000 people have brought him in already. Again, I wouldn't make the transfer yet because we've got like European games, stuff like that, but I'm pretty sure Almiron is going to be my transfer this week. It was going to be Billing to Saka, but now I think I'm just going to go Billing to Almiron. Like, Almiron's fixtures are actually, like, decent for Newcastle. You know, they've got Villa and then Southampton. Yeah, they have Chelsea in Game Week 16, but, I mean, there's nothing to say that Newcastle can't score in that game. Like, Newcastle are, like, they're top 4 now, I'm pretty sure. Like, they're actually playing really well. And then he's got Leicester, Leeds, Arsenal, Fulham. Like, I'm not just playing them every week. Like, they've got really nice fixtures. Also, looking at these fixtures kind of makes me want to get Nick Pope in goal as well, because, you know, there was a little bit of an offside kind of idea about Kane's goal. I'm very happy that it was an offside, but if it wasn't for that, then of course they would have kept another clean sheet there. And yeah, I think it's hurting me not having double Newcastle defense. So whether I bring in Nick Pope or I bring in another Newcastle defender, it is just kind of is hurting me a little bit. I think I got a little bit lucky this week, but you know, with Villa and Southampton next, I'm guessing that's probably going to be like 2 clean sheets. So yeah, I'm not really too happy about that. So I'll probably just bring him in Game Week 16, well after like with all the free transfers. But yeah, I think double Newcastle defense is probably the way forward. And then De Bruyne as well. A lot of people are bringing him in, taking out Salah most likely. Again, understandable. The fixtures they've got coming up: Leicester, Fulham, Brentford, Leeds, Everton. It's just dreamland for City. And yeah, De Bruyne is not really a player that probably going to get benched. Like, I don't think Foden's going to get benched now again for a while. I think it was just really unlucky that he got benched the week that everybody brought him in. And then Trossard is another player that a lot of people are bringing in. He's got a tough fixture this week, Chelsea at home. But then after that, he's got Wolves, Villa, Southampton. You know, and he is a good player. You know, I think he's just unlucky the kind of time that everyone brought him in, and that he blanked and stuff, and obviously everyone took him out and he scores. Mitrovic, another player that everyone's bringing in. I'm not sure about how I feel with the Mitrovic transfer. Like, he does have a good fixture, Everton at home, but then he has City and United up to the free transfers. Like, I don't mind getting him back in after the free transfers, but I think if you don't own him now, there's not really necessarily a point of getting him in. The players like Tony, if you've got the money, he's got like Wolves and Forest in the next 2 instead of like Everton and City. So if I was gonna get in either one of those, I'd probably bring in Tony. I mean, Jesus is also another option as well, that you could bring in. He's got like Forest at home next, so obviously a really nice fixture, but of course he's 1 yellow card away from a suspension. So Saliba as well. Like, I'm not sure why everyone's jumping on Saliba. I think if I was going to bring in any Arsenal defender, it'd probably be probably Ben White, to be fair. You know, I think he's a little bit of a gem at the moment. Did pick up an assist yesterday as well. But yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about the Mitrovic transfer, just because of, you know, yeah, he's got Everton at home, but then he's got tough fixtures up until the free transfers during the World Cup. And then Foden, even though he only got 1 point this week, and another player that everyone's bringing in, which I'm happy about. You know, if he gets a price rise, happy days. And again, I don't think he's going to get benched for any of these fixtures, really, unless he obviously gets like injured or something. Either way, though, those are the most transferred in players this week for Game Week 14. Moving on to the most transferred out players for Game Week 14, I feel like people are just shaking their head at Salah. I mean, do you get rid of him before Leeds at home? Probably not. I mean, Leeds are terrible at the moment. It's at Anfield. I know they've just lost to Forest, but you know, it is what it is. I just think Leeds at home is such a good fixture for Salah. Whether I would captain him this week, probably not, because Haaland's got Leicester away, and that's just a fixture screaming for goals. But Leeds at home, I wouldn't be going out of my way to get rid of him. I just think you keep him for Leeds at home. Fair play if you want to get rid of him for like Tottenham away. But yeah, I don't think there's anything really wrong with keeping him for 1 more week. And I think it's one of those things, like, you kept him this long. He's hopefully going to bang 1 week, and then it kind of makes up for everything. But I guess a lot of people really had him for the Forest game. But yeah, he made like 4 passes in that game, so it's kind of crazy. And then James, with the injury, obviously everyone getting rid of him, completely understandable. And then Gross as well, another player that I didn't realize was a player that a lot of people still like owned. But yeah, a lot of people getting rid of him. Probably moving on to like Almiron and stuff like that, because Almiron's cheaper. And Jesus, another player that a lot of people are getting rid of, could actually have a price fall as well, which is interesting because he's got Forest at home next. So I don't know why, like, he didn't pick up a yellow card. Like, if he did, fair play, but he didn't. I don't, like, why would you transfer out Jesus before Forest at home? As a Forest fan, it looks like we're a little bit more compact at the back. I feel like Stevie Cooper's finally sorted us out, and we are a little bit harder to break down. You know, we got a clean sheet against Brighton, really frustrated them, albeit very lucky against them. We still frustrated them quite a bit, and really frustrated Liverpool as well. I mean, Liverpool could have scored against us, but we created a lot more chances against Liverpool as well. So yeah, I don't think that like Forest are not necessarily like the easy. I mean, they are still an easy fixture in terms of like if you're City or, you know, your Spurs or your Arsenal, but I think against mid-table clubs like your Evertons, your Crystal Palaces, stuff like that, I don't think they're as easy as you'd expect. And then finishing things off, Zaha, another player that a lot of people are getting rid of. In my opinion, I think Zaha's just someone you own up until the World Cup. Like Southampton at home, West Ham away, Forest away, and I've just spoke about Forest, but not necessarily a player I think I would get rid of. On penalties as well, I think he's just one of those players you keep. I mean, there are options around him that you could go for. Like Bowen's got some nice fixtures up until the World Cup. Potentially could be off pens now since he missed one, and especially after Moyes' comments. But, you know, Zaha, he's got a home game against Southampton. 2 away games, Crystal Palace aren't great. I mean, maybe you just keep him for Southampton, then you get rid of him. Nothing really wrong with that, but I think you keep him for this week. Either way, though, that's all the knee-jerk reactions for Game Week 14. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please do drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 50 likes. Leave a comment. How did you get on Game Week 13? Of course, it's still going on. How many points do you want at the moment? Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell. It's everything from me, though. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.